All right, so if there's an alarm, it's going to come up and tell you that there is an alarm. We're on test, so I'll just go ahead and pull this. It will go off. So we got an alarm. We're going to hit silence button.
Okay.
That's going to have all the horn strobes stop going off. The alarm acknowledge is basically this remote annunciator and the remote annunciator at the front door. It just makes it stop beeping.
Okay.
Pretty much if there's a fire alarm, just like any other fire alarm, you're not allowed to hit reset until the fire department shows up and they go through their whole spiel about, okay. That way you're not resetting it and there's actually a fire on the other side of the building.
I got you.
So if you hit the silence button,
even if it was a false alarm, like if it's...
Once they've dispatched, they don't like you to hit the reset button.
Okay.
You
can stop the horns, but not to bring it up live.
Yeah.
I got you.
Yeah, they want to show up. For the building like this, probably not a big deal. For certain buildings, like how big your building is on the other side.
Right.
Who knows what's going on the other side of the building.
Exactly.
But if you do hit the silence button again, it will make the alarms go back off.
Okay.
So when the fire department comes through, they say all clear. Then you can go ahead and hit the reset button. It will go back off because it's in the process of resetting.
Okay.
And I didn't reset them. I might have been too late on that one. Okay. So it takes a few seconds, but it does reset everything.
And what lets us know that everything's... Does it give you a status light or something?
Yeah, so once it does its countdown here to go back to system normal.
Okay.
You can see up here, well, you're not seeing it anymore, but you got your LEDs up here. This first LED is amber. Anytime it sends out a signal, whether it's a trouble alarm or an actual alarm, when it lights up solid amber, it's sending signals.
Okay. It's like your data on the back of your computer is
Yes.
blinking whether or not you're getting connectivity.
Yep.
Alright, system normal.
So
what are all the, I see them labeled now, whereas I don't think they were, but what are these things?
All right, so the water flows and the tampers, they're all analog switches.
Okay.
So these are the modules that converts them from analog to digital so this panel could read it.
I got you.
Each one's labeled riser room and what they are. So this is riser room number 1 and it's the water flow, number 2 in the water flow, number 3 in the water flow. So this riser room right here, to the back of this panel, is riser room number 3. So you actually have the water flow and the tamper.
Right. But it's because all your equipment out there was older and whatever, we had to convert that from analog to digital.
Yeah, any sprinkler stuff is going to be analog because it's just an actual turn switch.
I got you.
And then you just convert it to digital with these. Same with the backflows down in the pit.
So they've got a LED light on it. If it's trouble, it'll tell you which one, or?
Well, what happened is the panel will come up and it's going to tell you trouble on tamper number 3.
Right.
Or it's going to say riser number 3 tamper, and then it actually will tell you the module number, so module 15. Okay. And those are labeled. So you go back out to the riser room 3 and it's going to tell you riser 3 M15.
Okay, so I see them blinking green every so often. Is that?
They're just communicating.
I got you.
Yeah, everything blinks. The smokes blink. The duct smokes blink. Every module blinks just to let you know that it is blinking. Communicating. When it stops blinking, when you don't see it blink anymore, that's when you know you have a problem, and the panel will actually tell you as well.
Okay, so the pull station, as far as being able to reset that, the fire department has the key to that, and we don't. Or?
It's this key here.
Okay.
So you would just take the key, insert it.
I got it.
If it's pulled, that switch would be down, and you just
I got it.
put it back up.
Okay.
Keys in here.
Those are your Bell supervisory batteries.
Yep, these are all your extra batteries.
I know the one that we got at the plant, we got to turn the alarms off. It's just a switch, but it's all in the LCD touchscreen. Okay.
Yeah, exactly. So if you do have a false alarm, say like this gets pulled down and it's going off and you can't reset it, you can just hit this NAC bypass. It's pretty much just like the switch at the other cam field. So
you just can't bring it back live without having dispatch come run through the...
No, you hit the NAC bypass and it's just like hitting the switch at the other cam field.
Okay.
So basically what we just done is we just bypassed all the horn strobes in the building.
Okay.
So if I pull this now,
it won't alarm, but it'll give you a signal, but it won't the strobes won't go off. Okay.
Exactly. So yeah, it's pretty much exactly like, and then we just reset.
But other than that, that's the only buttons we should be messing with this thing. Everything else is programming mode or...
Right, so yeah, you hit the silence when you have an alarm. This is telling me that I hit this button. I'll hit this trouble button, just, I know I hit the button.
Right.
And the only time you'd use this is say like, you're doing something on the floors where there's a smoke detector that could go off, or something's the forklift hit the pool station, which you only got the one pool station. So to make that go away, you just hit the button again.
Okay.
And then it'll take a second and it'll go back to normal. So the other button here, we'll get to that in a second. So there's back to system normal. So the air handler units bypass, if you are getting dust or smoke, or most likely dust, and it's constantly setting it off, because when one unit goes off, every unit shuts them all down.
Yeah.
This is basically just doing a bypass. So again, we're going to hit this button to make all the beeping stop. So what that bypass just did is, even though you might have dust going up in that unit setting it off, that by hitting that bypass, it's keeping those units running.
I got you.
Not something you want to do for smoke, clearly, but
no, but for if it's a false alarm, we'd still want to have that AC unit, because it's got to run non-stop to keep that room a positive. So we'll have to set the temperature. I mean, set the thermostat to where it runs fan all the time. Yep.
Right. And not only that, in the summertime, if it goes off, just heads go bad. They're all made in China, Mexico, Taiwan. They'll go bad eventually or get dirty. Yeah. And then they just keep tripping, kind of like, when we smoked it earlier, just kept tripping and tripping until everything cleared out. And the same thing with this, all you gotta do is hit this button that's flashing.
Yep.
And that'll bring everything back up.
Okay.
So that's really it.
Okay.
For here.
And this controls all that down there. So this is riser what?
3.
3, and then it goes 2 and 1?
Yes.
Okay.
Which it doesn't show you on the plans here.
Yeah.
It only shows you your riser in your building, and the other ones would be down here and down there.
Okay.
Other than that, all your documents, all your plans are in here.
Okay.
2 sets. One the actual have the stamp on, the sprinkler set, and then there's a 3rd set that we worked off of.
Okay.
Other than that,
I think we're good.
yeah, that seems to be everything.
All right.